All right, everybody. Welcome into the NFL Seekers podcast. This is our first episode, our pilot episode. I'm going to be your co-host today. My name is Josh, and then Dan's going to be our host. A little intro to us is we're going to be a podcast about everything NFL. We're going to be breaking down teams. We're going to be doing interviews, and we're going to have a whole fantasy section. But today we're going to be jumping into a mock draft. We're starting a little late, but we're going to hop right into a mock draft and do a 32 team mock draft, just one round today.
Yep, I'm excited. And you got the first pick with the Panthers.
Yep.
We're going to do trades too. We're doing trades this mock.
Okay, and then are we agreeing to trades? Is that how we're doing it?
Yeah, just if we both can agree, then we'll just do a trade. If we both can agree, like probably at pick 3.
Okay, yeah, we're both going to agree, but I'm going to start out with the number one pick. Okay, and we're gonna be using a PFF platform. Are you going to share it to the screen?
Yep, it is. Oh wait, no. Let's share that real quick.
It's the aesthetically pleasing mock draft.
Okay. That should be sharing.
Yep, I got it. We're in the corner. Yes, sir.
We're good. All right. You're on the clock.
This is a fun one. You know, all the rumors with Frank Reich liking tall quarterbacks, all points to CJ Stroud, but I mean, we got Bryce Young and also sleeper Anthony Richardson. I mean, what's your thoughts about, you know, Frank Reich liking tall quarterbacks, or are we just going BPA, do you think?
I'm happy I'm not picking here because I mean, are we doing what we would do or what we think is going to happen?
We're gonna do this one. This one's gonna be what we think's gonna happen.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can see why they would take Stroud, but personally, I would just take Bryce Young. There's no chance I wouldn't. But
okay, so your screen, it just has the camera Microsoft Store app pulled up. Do you want to pull the mock draft back up?
Oh, it's not. What the? Okay.
Let's click that.
There you go.
I mean, so with Bryce Young, I think he's the best pure passer in the NFL draft. I mean, our knocks. So the only knock on him is size and durability. I mean, he gives me a little bit of Kyler Murray-esque, but he is the best pure passer in this draft, and I think he's the most NFL ready. So, you know, I'm gonna lock him in. I don't care about the Frank Reich tall quarterbacks. I think he's just gonna go with the best prospect.
Okay. So you think it's gonna be Bryce Young after they watch him a few times?
Yes, sir.
All right. Best quarterback in the draft. It's probably what should happen.
Yep.
All right. Here is tough. I could see why they would take Will Anderson and go with Drake May or Caleb Williams next year. But CJ Stroud, I love CJ Stroud. A little too good to pass up on. I'm just gonna take.
I know that's a tough one because it's like, I mean, why did they trade up to the number one spot?
Yeah.
I mean, they wanted their number one guy, obviously knowing that the Colts or the Panthers or whoever was going to trade up to it.
Why trade up for Stroud?
I mean, either they date back to the Chargers with Herbert in the 2020 NFL draft class.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone thought they were going to trade up to 3 with Detroit, but they interviewed Tom Telesco after the draft, and he's like, "Oh, we were fine with either Tua or Justin Herbert falling." I mean, obviously they lucked out with Herbert. And that was pure
I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these top quarterbacks. They're all going to be great.
No, Stroud's got the size. He's not the most athletic quarterback, but I mean, he can take off and run when he needs to. I mean, he probably is the best pure natural thrower of the ball. And he's got the size. I mean, I think it'd be hard to pass him up.
Yeah.
And then here at pick number 12, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what they do too. But I think Stroud here makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we'll give him Stroud. We'll give him their quarterback of the future. You got the Cardinals. Okay. Are you gonna trade or
this is where our first trade scenario could come into play right here.
All right. Who's it gonna be though? I struggle picking who it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's my problem too. Is like who's a realistic trade partner that makes sense here?
The Seahawks, the Lions, the Raiders, the Falcons.
The Seahawks do make a lot of sense, but they're division rivals. And do you really want your division rival trading up to take their quarterback of the future? And I think like the whole in division, trades where you'll never do them. I think that's bullshit. But I mean, if you really think you're winning the trade, why wouldn't you do it? But I think it's different with when you're trading up for a quarterback. I think it's the one position that is a little iffy to trade for. So I mean, I wouldn't trade with the Seahawks. The Lions, if they fall in love with Anthony Richardson, I mean, he kind of seems like a Dan Campbell type of dude.
I could definitely see him being a Lion. I think it'd be a perfect fit. I think it'd be worth it.
And
Two
I
first.
mean, so I think you got the Lions, and then so I think it's those three teams in a row. I think you got the Lions, I think you got the Raiders, and I think
The
you got the Falcons.
Falcons. Yep.
Raiders, he is Anthony Richardson because I mean, I don't think he's a day one starter. I think he needs to sit and develop. I mean, so that makes sense for the Lions and the Seahawks
Mm-hmm.
and the Raiders and but the Falcons. I think he'd be a plug and they'd have to play him right away, which I don't think that's a great scenario for. So I think the Lions do make the most sense.
Okay.
And I mean, they got plenty of draft capital.
What about Titans? What do you think about Titans?
Titans, I saw that. I saw a mock where they did the Titans, and that could be a sleeper. They'd have to give up a whole lot to get up there, but
it could
I
be
don't know.
nice.
They don't have. I mean, they have Ryan Tannehill this year. They drafted Malik Willis, who's struggled.
Mhm.
But I think I want to do the Lions here.
Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that'd be perfect situation. Sit him for a year or two.
Yeah. So I mean, with the trade capital,
6,
6.
3.
I think we're gonna do a next year's first.
Next year first, and next year third, maybe.
Yeah, and then give them the pick from Minnesota. So I mean, and they got 2 picks this year, so I like that.
Yep.
Okay, and then just force that trade.
That's scary for the NFC.
I know.
All right.
And I mean, the Lions are pretty set. I mean, outside of pass rusher, I mean, they just signed Marvin Jones Jr.
They have no weak spots on their whole roster.
Yeah, I mean, they even have David Montgomery. They got a good running back core. They got a great offensive line.
And like they could take corner, but
they could take corner.
They signed Emmanuel Mosley and Cam Sutton, so
this corner draft is deep, and they got a lot of picks. And
they have another first. Yeah.
All right, but I like Anthony Richardson's upside right there, and I like him paired with Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator. I think that could be a really good grooming situation. Sit behind Goff for a year.
Perfect situation. It's perfect. With the Colts, it's Will Levis. It's always been Will Levis. It's Will Levis is a Colt. It's just gonna happen. He's always been a Colt.
We don't even need to go explanation.
Yeah, he just fits. It's what they need. He can play now. I think he's ready to play now for that team. I think they'd be decent, and he's a Colt.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go into anything further than that. That feels like a valid pick. He's a big, strong guy. I think his ceiling is Josh Allen. I do think he has a pretty low floor, though. I think he could either be really good or suck. Yeah. But he feels like a valid pick.
He's not in a bad situation either. The Colts have a decent offense around him.
No, yeah.
The line can step up.
And he's got the kid Gardner Minshew for a year in front of him. So.
Yeah, he doesn't have to start.
He doesn't have to start right away. I think he'd end up starting 6 weeks into the season, but
he'd start fast for sure.
I think that'd be a good situation for him.
Yeah.
All right.
The Seahawks are going to take. Oh wait, no, all the quarterbacks are gone. You can't.
All the quarterbacks are gone.
Obvious.
Oh yeah, I mean, the Seahawks sitting at number 5 with 4 quarterbacks going in front of them. I mean, that's a dream scenario. I mean, and Will Anderson, he's probably the cleanest prospect in this draft. He's my number 1 player in the draft. He's got no character concerns. You just lock him in there. Uchenna Nwosu with Will Anderson. Oh, and did they trade for somebody too?
An edge rusher? Let's look.
Or no, they got Draymond Jones from the Broncos.
Oh yeah, Draymond. Yep.
Yeah, so
interior. No, that's a nasty D line now.
That's a really good D line.
Darrell Taylor. Yeah.
All right, now here you are at 6. So this is an interesting pick.
This is interesting. I've never picked for the Cardinals here. I'm gonna do. I mean, they need Jalen Carter so bad. Do they risk it?
I mean, he's not taking visits outside of the top 10. I mean, and you watch this dude. You watch his tape at freaking Georgia.
Oh, I mean, he obviously deserves it. He's the best player.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I think his stuff will end up being cleared up, and I think he'll go top 10 for sure. But it is. I mean, Tyree Wilson makes a lot of sense here too. And that's just this is not a pick that I envy you being in. But I mean, if I was them, I mean, Jalen Carter is phenomenal.
Mhm.
But
I'm
Tyreek
gonna
Wilson,
go for the upside. They need their D line is so bad. They have like 2 D linemen on the roster. I'm gonna go Jalen Carter. They need to take the
I
risk.
think I think they could also a sleeper for them just to throw out their corner. I mean, you've
Mhm.
talked about it. They're not very deep at corner, but this is a deep corner class. And I think you fall off at defensive interior and edge pretty fast in this draft, or I think corner you can get probably starters in the second, third round.
Yeah. Emmanuel Forbes would be good for them actually. He'd be perfect.
Oh yeah. Well, the Raiders here, um, and they're an interesting team.
Mhm.
I really feel like they should have gotten a quarterback. I think they're missing out on. I don't think they're getting Aaron Rodgers. I think that ship is long gone.
Tom
Um,
Brady.
no Tom Brady. Settle with Jimmy G. Which Jimmy G is just
Yeah.
he's just
You
average.
can't go Hendon Hooker this early though, so
No, you can't go ahead and Hooker this. I mean, they could be a trade back. Maybe they're a team that trades back up into the to the end of the first round for him. That would
Mhm.
be good. Yeah, that would be a
Oh,
good
it's a good
swap.
spot for him. Yeah, just not this
Yeah.
early.
But I think right here, Tyree Wilson pairing him with
Mhm.
Max
Max.
Crosby. Um, Chandler Jones is pretty old
Yeah, he's probably got one more year with them.
in a division with Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes, and then Sean Payton moving into the division with Russell Wilson.
Oh,
You
that's
need
scary.
you need to get some. You need to get some. You need to get some pass rush.
No, that's scary. Him and Max Crosby is scary with Chandler Jones. Yeah. You locking
Yeah,
that in over corner?
I'm gonna lock that in. I'm gonna go Tyree Wilson here.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, it goes quarterbacks and it goes D line, and now
Yeah, that's great value too for him.
no, that's great. Pick number 7.
This is where it gets tough. I think though with the top D lineman gone, I'm gonna just go with my top corner. I'm gonna go Christian Gonzalez. I think he fits them the best. I mean, you can't go wrong with either of the top two, but I like
he's
Christian Gonzalez to Atlanta a lot.
he's such a stud. How
I
often do
lock
you
that
hear
in.
corners out of Oregon going high? He was a
Yeah.
transfer, I believe, too.
Yeah, from
Uh,
Colorado. Yep.
I mean, 6'1", 200 pounds. He's young. He's only 20 right now.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got good versatility.
He's got the
Um,
highest upside of any corner in the draft, so
I really
gotta
think
go
he can
first.
play him in, out, press man, whatever you want to do. He's solid. He's probably my favorite corner. I like Devon Witherspoon's aggressiveness and like his play style, but I
No,
do
yeah, I
think
love him too.
Wallace is
Yeah,
the best pure corner in this class. So I like
I
that
agree.
pick.
Sweet.
All right, the Bears here, the trade out.
It feels like what lineman are you gonna take for the Bears every time you pick for him?
I know, dude. It's weird. I switch back and forth. I really like Peter Skoronsky. I
Mhm.
don't think he's a true tackle. I
Yeah,
think his best position is guard, and I think top 10 for guard is really high. I mean, I
he'd
think
be
he
an
could.
elite guard.
He could be an elite guard from day one. But I think your safest, flawless, tackle in the draft, Paris Johnson Jr.
Yeah.
I
Are you gonna
I
play
think
him on the right?
plug and play. You don't have to worry about his size. I think Peter Skoronsky's a little slow too, so I don't know if he has the speed.
Yeah, he's
For
not as
pass
athletic. He's not
rushers.
a
He's not very
athletic
big.
freak like
He's got
Paris.
short arms. I like him a lot. I think he can be. I mean, everyone wants to say Northwestern small guy. He's Rashawn Slater. He's not
Yeah.
Rashawn Slater.
Hometown kid. No, yeah, he's not.
He's not Rashawn Slater. Rashawn Slater was just a weird case of amazingness.
Top
Dude,
5 left tackle in the league. That's not Skronski.
yeah, his first year, yeah. I mean, yeah, he's not
No,
Rashawn
he's
Slater.
really good though. I think if he was the right tackle, he would be good enough.
I think he could. I think he
Tevin
could be a
Jenkins the right
starting
guard.
caliber tackle, but
Yeah,
I think the Bears. I think you go safest player. I mean, it's one of the safest linemen in the draft. And just go Paris Johnson Jr. So
no, yeah, I like that. Play him on the right, and if Miller or whatever, what's the kid from Southern Utah's name? Braxton
Braxton
Jones.
Miller.
Braxton Jones. If he doesn't work out, then just play him on the left. Either way.
Braxton Miller, Ohio State.
No, Braxton.
Braxton Jones. It is Braxton Jones.
Yeah.
All right.
No, they're all lines set now.
Now
They
this
need a
is
center.
this is an interesting spot for you, Dan, right here, the Eagles. I feel like this could
Yeah.
be a trade out spot.
It is a good trade on spot if you can convince me.
I mean, I think you got 2 elite corners left on the board. I know you're looking at Bijan right
I'm
now.
looking at Bijan. If you can't convince me.
He truly is the top 3 player in this draft. I mean, I was reading Dan
Yes.
Jeremiah's breakdown on him and everything, and they're like, he's my third ranked player in this draft.
Oh yeah.
There's no flaws. He's a bulldozer running back that has breakaway speed,
Oh
and
yeah.
he
He's
and he
perfect.
plays wide receiver too.
He's
They lined
perfect.
him up at Texas. They lined him up in the slot and everything, and he was fantastic. I
Yeah,
mean,
and this is the best running game in the league. So if you can't convince me to just take him, then
they
I'm
did
gonna take
sign Rashad Penny though, so that's
Yeah,
where
Rashad Penny. It's Rashad Penny.
I mean, and they got Jalen Hurts who runs the ball.
Yeah, that could
Yeah,
help Bijan even more.
but I
But
mean,
yeah, they could trade down for sure and
value.
still take
It's
him.
like I mean I don't know. I'm not against like the whole taking a running back in the first round, but the value at 10
Yeah,
because that's the thing. It's like where do you find a spot for Bijan?
yeah.
People think it'd be a top 20 pick, but where do you find a spot for him? I think this is the highest he could go. I think this is his absolute ceiling of where he could be drafted.
No,
But
for sure, for sure.
I mean, they did lose Chauncey Gardner Johnson. They lost a lot. They lost both their starting safeties.
Yeah,
They
they have
lost
needs.
linemen.
They have needs.
Yeah, and I don't think running back is their most pressing need.
That's
So
fair.
I mean, they'll probably have Darius Slave. What did they sign him to a 1 year deal?
Yeah, they re-signed him and Bradbury. So,
I
but I
mean,
mean, yeah, not long
they're
term.
probably short-term
Yeah,
players.
I could take
Uh,
Witherspoon. That'd be ridiculous.
I think Witherspoon. I think the corners. I think your top three corners, Gonzalez, Witherspoon, and Joey Porter. I think they're all solid
Okay,
players.
not gonna lie, you've kind of convinced me into Devon Witherspoon because the Eagles like planning in advance for their positions, so might as well just stack up their corner group, and then I kind of like that.
I talked you out of it. I
I like Devon Witherspoon.
talked you out of it.
Think I'm gonna lock that in.
Yeah, I love it.
All right.
Love
Yeah.
that.
I could have traded down to like the Patriots and let them trade up for Devon, but I'm just gonna take him, let
One
him
team I
develop.
think that's going to trade up. I think the Ravens will trade up. I think they really like this corners class. All the analysts that I watch and read say the Ravens really like the top end of this corner class.
For Deontay Banks.
I think Deontay Banks or Joey Porter, depending on how the board falls. But the Titans right here, it's what lineman's available, and I think even with the concerns of Peter Skronsky, I think he's a mean player. I
Mhm.
feel like he'd fit the Titans if they want to play him in or out. I mean, I'd like Broderick Jones here,
Mhm.
but I think Skronsky for offensive lineman too is just a safe pick here for the Titans.
Oh, you can play him anywhere. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, so I want to lock in Skronsky right here.
Yeah, like he can play center if you need. He can literally play anywhere. It's
Oh yeah,
perfect
he's
pick.
he is a clean prospect for I think the interior. I mean, I think you could play him outside and he'll be good, but I don't
Yeah.
think
Oh,
Johnson Jr. is hard to not go with the first tackle off the board.
he's got the best technique in this draft. You can swap him and Paris Johnson those picks, and they'd be fine.
100%. All
This is
right,
where it gets interesting with the Texans. We took CJ Stroud at 2. We're gonna take Jackson Smith and Jigba at 12. Pair him
I
up
love
with his
that. I
college
love that.
teammate.
I love
How
that.
can you not? They need receiver bad. They traded Brandon Cooks away.
He really is the best wide receiver prospect in the sport. I mean, I think he's the only
Ohio
guy.
State South.
Yeah, I think he's the only guy that you can wide receiver wise that can be a 100 catch guy his first season. So
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, just feed him in the slot. Yeah.
I really like that pick. All right, what do I got here at 13? Is it
Jets.
the Jets? And then we don't think that Aaron Rodgers is going to take a first round pick, do we?
Yeah, we'll say that he's
a second.
they still keep this pick. Yeah, he's
they keep this pick.
Then this pick for a tackle, I
mean,
believe.
They've signed McCole Hardman. I mean, they got fantastic receivers. Garrett Wilson. They got a franchise running back. Their defense is really good. I don't think
they're stacked. I think they just need a lineman.
Yeah, I think we just need to go lineman here. And my best player available at this point is Broderick Jones. I love him. I think he's such a clean prospect out of Georgia. I love linemen from Georgia.
Oh yeah, he's such a good fit too.
Oh yeah, so let's just.
I know you love Jim Salier, so.
Oh yeah, I can't believe
wrong.
How did he fall? How did he fall?
Started.
How did he fall? What were the concerns? I think it was just injury concerns or something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the same as like Trey Smith, who somehow fell to the Chiefs, of course.
Oh, everyone falls to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Looking at their draft over the past couple of years, and it was just ridiculous. Like Creed Humphrey and all these. I mean, just players falling to them. It's just every year. You know, the Chiefs are gonna get somebody great.
Don't even get me started. But no, yeah, Broderick Jones is perfect. He can fit anywhere on that line.
Yeah. So now, I mean, this is an interesting pick. So
it is.
Now this kind of, I mean, so it's I don't know. The Patriots are always so random. I feel like
Yeah,
I
they're
saw
hard to
something
predict.
with Daniel Jeremiah saying that they could go. There's Bijan. I don't think they'll do that.
No, no chance.
Mondrick's,
That would just be dumb. I would never do that out of respect for Ramondre. No, come on.
yeah,
That's
but
I don't know what he was doing there. But no, I
but
really like corner here since I mean Deontay and Joey Porter are both available. It's hard to not take them at 14.
yeah, who's your high ranked player right here? I guess
They're both like literally neck and neck. I have Joey Porter a little higher, but I think I'm going to take Deontay Banks just for the specific scheme fit. I like
and and
Deontay Banks for the
he
Patriots.
ran fast at the
Oh
combine.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
rising up boards. Yeah,
fast.
he's
And
rising.
Belichick likes the trades. He's like I think he's 6 foot tall. He
Oh
ran
yeah,
like
he loved Deontay. Yeah, for the
he ran
Patriots specifically, I would take him over Joey Porter. But either way,
he ran fast, which is fun. So I think that makes a lot of sense for the Patriots right there.
yeah,
All right, and then I mean, let's see, we can pick 15. So we got and this could also be a trade down scenario too. I don't know if they want to collect picks, but if somebody wants to trade up and get Joey Porter Jr., which I think is very realistic here,
jump
uh,
Washington
you want I mean jump Washington and Pittsburgh
and Pittsburgh
and even Detroit. The next three
and
teams
Tampa
will
and
probably one
Seattle.
and Tampa. And Seattle. Oh my, you got the next 5 picks possibly corner. And so it's like who's gonna fall in love with the corner the most?
Mm.
And I don't know what I've been hearing is the Ravens.
Yeah, I like.
So
Do you want to actually do that? I like that.
yeah, I do think the Ravens will trade up to get a corner. I don't
All
know
right.
where they trade up. Depends how far they fall. But I mean, with the top three, I think Joey Porter's your last guy with really high ceiling. I think there's a lot of solid people. You got Cam Smith, Keely Ringo, but
I like that a lot.
yeah, let's lock in Joey Porter
Joey
Jr.
Porter. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like that. Right after Deontay goes.
yep,
I haven't seen that, but I like that a lot.
yeah, yeah. All right, you got the
And the
Redskins.
Packers could still take a tight end or receiver at 22.
Yeah, I think you could. I think it's a little rich to take. I think anyone but Jackson Smith and Jigba in the top 20. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Johnson's upside,
Mhm.
but I think it's just still a little rich for him.
And this sucks for Washington because I would definitely have taken Joey Porter, Deontay Banks here. So
Oh yeah, the next three picks they all could have gone right
exactly.
now.
Yep.
Well, if Washington had a D line need,
You know
we still
what?
got
I
Nolan
think
Smith and Miles. God, their
I
fault.
think I'm
Their
gonna
fault.
go Dalton Kincaid though. Talk me out of that for give
Oh,
Bieniemy his
geez.
Travis Kelsey. I
I
think I'm gonna give
like
Bieniemy his
it.
Travis
I
Kelsey.
like
Go
giving
Dalton
Sam
Kincaid.
Howell I like giving Sam Howell a safety blanket
Mhm.
right here. I mean, most quarterbacks love having their tight end, so I mean, a good safety blanket. I love that pick.
Oh yeah, they got a good weapon
You
for
know
you
who
at the
I
tight
always
end.
mock there. You know who I always mock there.
Who?
Um,
Cyrus Torrance?
Cyrus Torrance,
Yeah,
but
I love that pick
I,
too. But I've
I
never
could
done Dalton Kincaid there, and I like it. So he's my tight end one. I think he's gonna be great there. He would
I
be.
like that. I really like that. Let's
I like
see.
that.
The Steelers. Let's see who's their edge. I mean, obviously they got T.J. Watt. Um, they just signed Fahoko. They got Cam Hayward. Who's who's their edge 2 and 3? Why can't I?
Highsmith, Watt. They got Watt, Highsmith, and I heard they're gonna re-sign Bud Dupree.
Okay, so they're pretty safe there at edge. I
Yeah,
mean, you got Nolan Smith and Miles Murphy falling down the board here, so it's just trying to make a fit right there. But I think the most important thing is going to be protecting Kenny Pickett.
Mhm.
And I don't know, talk me out of Dewan Jones here because I just feel
Oh,
like
I can't unless it's
that's a pick.
Darnell Wright or Anton. I can't talk you out of
I
that.
just feel like Dewan Jones here at 17 is just such a Steeler pick.
Yeah,
So
no,
I want to lock that in. Dude's just
yeah.
a physical
He's a
specimen.
rocket right tackle for
Oh yeah,
years. I
oh
love
yeah.
it.
Any performed fantastic at the Senior Bowl, so I think that jumped him
I
in.
think this is where he should go. I mean, he's a starting right tackle in the NFL, so I think 17 is a good value for him.
Oh yeah. All right, you got the Lions at 18.
The Lions are tough. They already took Anthony Richardson. I might trade down since they traded up.
Yeah, no, this would be a good spot to collect some more draft capital and a team that really likes edge here. I mean, you
For
got
Nolan
Minnesota.
Smith or
I
Lucas
mean, we got Lucas Van Ness, and we got a
and
lot.
Nolan Smith. Yeah, edges are falling.
I mean, but the Lions. I mean, they could
They
acquire
could.
Lucas.
Elijah Cansey would be good for the Lions too.
I feel like feel like this is a really good spot for them to stick if they fall in love with a player, but it wouldn't be bad for them to see if they can't get another third or something out of this pick.
The more I think about it, Lucas Van Ness is a pretty good fit here, or even Nolan Smith, but I like Lucas Van Ness.
Lucas Van Ness has got that bull rush. He's such a raw prospect, but
Yeah.
amazing bull rush. And Dan Campbell probably would like a guy like that.
hmm
Raw
I
potential,
think
physical.
I can't really think of who I would trade with, so I'm just gonna take Kalijah Cansey though. Get
I
him
like
a nice interior piece. They have a decent edge depth, so I'll go.
Yeah, I mean they got Aiden Hutchinson, they got James Houston last year.
Yeah, Kaminsky, they got good edges.
Put Kalijah Cansey.
Flowers, yeah, they got.
Lethal. I like the Lions. They're one of my sleeper teams this year. Just
Yeah, no, I mean they're gonna be so good. They're locked to win that division, I think.
Oh yeah. All right, now this is a pick where you could go a number of.
Oh, you can go any different way.
I mean, I feel like this is where Hendon Hooker is like his ceiling right here. I don't think I
Yeah.
want to give him Hendon Hooker,
Yeah,
but I mean, gosh, the values here at Edge is so nice. It's so
Mhm.
good here. Also,
It is.
tight end, they could get Baby Gronk to replace Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Ooh, gosh.
Edge is a good point though, because Shaq Barrett's getting old.
You
I
know
like,
what?
and they're all falling.
I want to go a guy who's probably going to go top 20 with just so much upside. And a team like Tampa Bay, I feel like would just love him, Nolan Smith.
Okay.
I don't
I
see
like that.
that mock there too much, but I
Oh,
mean
yeah,
the way
you don't.
the way the board's falling, I mean I'd like him to fall 2 more picks to my favorite team. But if I'm being unbiased here, I think I would if I was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just with positional value, go Nolan Smith.
All right.
I don't think they're in any need to pick, not best player available because I don't think they're going to be winning anything with Baker.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just go BPA, not.
Oh
not
yeah, that's a good pick. He can play all over that defense too. That's
we get Seattle. Who do we get?
you don't really
Seattle.
see that often either.
No, you don't. They got Will Anderson. Wow.
Will Anderson. All right.
Okay. Well, I like a couple people here. I really like Quentin Johnson.
Me too. And Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers here. I wouldn't even mind Brian Branch.
Yeah. Play slot corner.
I mean, heck, I don't think they need another edge. They got a solid defensive front, even though Miles Murphy, Lucas Van Ness would be fantastic here.
Yeah, Will Anderson probably.
I think I like the receiver from TCU here.
Yeah, Johnston. I think it's hard to decide what receiver makes the most sense for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Madison makes
Flowers would
sense.
be good.
Flowers probably complements Lockett and DK the best. I don't know.
I feel
It's
like
tough.
it's too late to change my pick.
What, pick the Bucks?
No, I was gonna lock in Johnston to Seattle, but I forgot about Jordan Addison. I feel like Jordan
Yeah, you can
Addison.
take. I mean, isn't it my pick?
Oh, it is your pick.
Yeah.
Skipping
like,
over you.
Yeah, no, I'm taking a
It is your
receiver
pick.
here. Yeah. Did you want to take Jordan Addison?
Yo, it's your pick. You go ahead.
I know, but is that who you wanted? Is Jordan Addison the receiver you think fits with them? Because I think he is.
I think Zay Flowers reminds me too much of Tyler Lockett. I feel like he's the same player. Honestly, I do.
It's not
I'd
bad
like
to have though.
Johnson for the upside, but Jordan Addison I think would be their best fit.
I think he seems like a Seahawk. I feel like Pete Carroll would like him with the USC connection. I'm gonna go Jordan Addison. I do that a lot. But.
Yeah, I love that. I got my team right here.
Ooh,
I got
the Chargers.
A plethora of available players. I got Bijan. I got Lucas Van Ness. I got Brian Branch. I got Miles Murphy. This is just ridiculous.
How can you not take Bijan, the next LaDainian Tomlinson, man?
You know what? For this mock draft and what I'm seeing, and Eckler's he's got if he ends up playing this year, he's gone next year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, they cut
weird
off
vibes.
Oh yeah, it's really weird. He wants to play for the Chargers. They don't want to pay him. Understandable. But give us LT 2.0.
Really? You're gonna go Bijan?
The Charger fans are gonna love that.
Oh, that's scary.
With Miles Murphy and everything on the board, he's a top 3 prospect in this draft.
That's scary. I don't like that at all.
I love it. Lock it in. All right, Green Bay traded down, and they still have. Oh wow!
All
They
right.
got the top
They
three
got
players on the
Green
board is
Bay. I mean, not Michael Mayer, Zay Flowers, Quentin Johnston. Lucas Van
excited
Ness
about
seems like a
Jordan Love,
Packer.
man. I'm excited about Jordan Love. I think he's
I
a
know.
phenomenal.
I think Love's gonna be good. Here, let's just get him. Let's get him Michael Mayer. I like
I
that.
love that.
At 22. Let's get
Robert
Jordan
Tanyan's
Love, Michael
gone.
Mayer.
Giving it,
Yep.
I love giving a quarterback like that a safety blanket.
No,
You
yeah,
can
he'll be there.
find over
He'll
the
be
middle.
there for a while. He'll be good.
Oh, 100%. He's phenomenal. He can do everything.
He
He
reminds
can.
me of Fryermuth. Yeah, he's
Oh,
good.
that's a really good comparison. I haven't even thought of that. I love it. All right.
The Vikings.
Vikings. Oh my goodness. You're telling me Lucas Van Ness right
Oof.
here, or Miles Murphy.
You want to go edge? Try to
Miles
replace the
Murphy as
Darius Smith.
that's such a tough one right there for
It
me.
is tough.
I mean, the fact that both of these two prospects are still here is just ridiculous. I think these guys realistically might both end up being top 20 prospects.
Mhm.
But you know what? I think I like Miles Murphy as a scheme fit a little bit more. And I think he's a little bit safer player.
Yeah,
Betting more on traits and upside with Van Ness because he wasn't very productive.
yeah.
So Miles Murphy, I think I like him here.
Is edge what you want to go with for the Vikings?
Yeah, I want to go edge right here. I think the value's too good.
All
I
right.
think you can still get a receiver to replace Thielen in the second round. So,
All right.
I think the edge does fall off hard after the first round. So let's just go. Let's go. Let's go
Miles
Miles Murphy.
Murphy. All right. That's nice. Him and Daniel Hunter.
Yeah, that's a nice pair.
For the Jaguars, I have to go Brian Branch. I do it every time. It's too perfect. I mean,
I don't even.
they've
Yeah,
needed someone like him for a long time. You can
I
just go
can't
onto the
argue that.
Giants pick. It's perfect.
I like that pair.
It
Brian
needs to
Branch.
happen too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian Branch and Rashawn Jenkins.
Yeah.
So that's an awesome duo right
Tyson
there.
Campbell. Their
Yeah.
corners are good now.
All right, now the Giants. Wow, who's there? They got Aziz. They got
Kayvon Thibodeau.
yeah, Thibodeau. I mean Van Ness would be good value here, but let's go. Quentin Johnston's still on the board. I think he is.
I think he complements the receiving core the best.
and I think he has the most upside out of all the receivers in the draft.
Mhm.
He's pretty seamless.
He's getting
prospect.
slept on at this point. You want to go Quentin?
He is. Yeah, let's go Quentin Johnston here.
QJ. All right.
I like it.
All right. Speed rounds for the rest of the picks. The Cowboys. Lucas Van Ness makes sense to the Cowboys.
That's best player available on the board right now.
Definitely is best value. Zay Flowers could be nice. Mozzie Smith. I'm gonna go Mozzie Smith. I feel like he seems like a Cowboy. I feel like it's gonna happen.
He's an
They
ultra
need that.
athletic defensive interior, which they
Mhm.
love.
Yeah, we'll go Mozzie Smith to the Cowboys. You got the Bills.
No, this is call me crazy. I want to switch this up a little bit, do something I've never done. I want to give Zay Flowers to the Bills. I don't
Ooh,
love Gabe Davis as their wide receiver too.
interesting.
I think Josh Allen would benefit from having an ultra dynamic receiver like Zay Flowers. Pairing with Stephon Diggs. I
Stephon
love it.
Diggs and Zay Flowers.
This is
Okay.
an offensive league. Let's get a high-powered offense even better.
Over a tackle.
Even over a tackle right now.
All right. Zay Flowers. I like it. That's scary. Might as well try to compete with the Bengals and Chiefs.
All right, you got Bengals.
I got Bengals. I would have loved Mayer or Kincaid here.
Van Ness is still on the board.
Van Ness is still there. Darnell Wright would be nice.
They did just sign Orlando Brown.
Dude, I didn't know that Osiris Torrance was still here. I love him too much. I gotta take him. I feel like you can't go wrong. Just put him anywhere on the interior.
Protect Joey B.
Start day one. Yeah, just get
Protect
Osiris
Joey
Torrance.
B.
Yeah.
And well, I can't. Lucas Van Ness fall is now officially ended.
Yeah, he's a saint for sure. That's such a saint player. That's like their dream prospect. Yeah.
Oh man, if he fell there, they'd be freaking jumping up and down. That's such good value.
He's a saint.
I mean, he could. I mean, he's so raw. He's such a raw prospect with not much production. I mean, you're just literally betting on the traits, and I mean the traits are there, but that really is a good spot for him. I think he'll go top 20, but that's a great spot.
Yeah, edges just seem to fall in this mock draft, but yeah, he's a good player.
All right, you got the Eagles at 30.
I got the Eagles. They already went Devon Witherspoon. I could go
Hear
Breesy.
me out on this real quick.
Hmm.
Is this a good spot for a team to trade up for a Hendon Hooker?
Who would trade up for Hendon Hooker?
The Raiders.
The Raiders. Hmm.
Raiders, Falcons.
But would you need to trade up?
You don't have to trade. Yeah,
Is that fifth year option, I guess?
yeah, teams are loving the fifth year option, especially with quarterbacks now. Could be a plethora of teams that want to trade up, but I think
The
Titans.
Falcons aren't bad. The Titans keep him in Tennessee.
You don't have to trade. You don't have to trade. I'm just saying this could be these
Oh,
last.
I'm actually up for it. I mean, I don't see who the Eagles would pick here other than like Antonio Johnson.
Brian Branch is still on the board.
No, he's not. He's a Jaguar.
Oh yeah, he is a Jaguar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like trading. What do you like, the Falcons or the Raiders?
I kind of like the Raiders here for a redshirt season.
Raiders, yeah, just give them one redshirt season and then yeah.
I don't know. I think teams are falling in love with him.
Where are the
It's kind of
Raiders?
a little bit of a gimmicky offense at Tennessee, but
Yeah, no, I like that
I
actually.
heard he interviewed fantastic and a lot of teams. I think he will end up going first round. Is what I've
Yeah, we do a lot of mock drafts and we've never had him go in the first, so this is the first time. I can't find the Raiders, dude.
Let's see, what pick is their next pick? Select team.
Found them.
There they are. Maybe 38 in the next year's.
I'll just force
Yeah,
it.
just force it. That's great. Lock in Hendon.
Lock in Hendon.
I love it.
Got the last pick of the draft with the Super Bowl winning Chiefs.
Oh man, these guys just are gonna get a stud. They're gonna get Will McDonald.
You love doing that.
That's one. The Colts getting Will Levis. The Chiefs getting Will McDonald. Just lock him in right now.
He'd be so good for them too, man.
All right, so that was our very first mock on our very first episode of our podcast.
There it is. Hopefully you can see it.
Yeah, so anyone who's tuning in with YouTube, you can come and look. We'll have the full thing posted up. We're also going to be posting to Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcast. So you can listen to us there. But if you want a visual, see us, see the mock, hop onto YouTube and we'll post it there. And we'll also be posting on Instagram and Twitter. And Dan, do you have any ideas what we're doing for the next episode?
Yeah, so the Instagram is NFL Seekers Podcast. Follow us on there. And then the next episode, we're going to be talking about our superlatives for the draft, our prospect rankings, and just all that. So
I think we'll do all our first round graded players on the next episode. We're going to be doing a handful of different things. We'll see if we can't get anybody to interview. We'll do different after the draft too. We'll be grading every team. We'll be doing position breakdowns.
Yeah, we'll do divisional and team previews, predictions. Yeah, everything.
And also, get excited. Probably starting June, July, we'll start doing a lot of fantasy stuff. We're going to be a big fantasy podcast. We'll have some special guests.
There's some fun leagues with we'll both be the manager of a league, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, and we'll do them. We'll do breakdowns for all 32 different teams, and we're gonna do a little bit of everything. But yeah, make sure to follow us, like, share, subscribe, comment on the bottom. Tell us what we could do better. Brand new, but we're gonna start trying to post 2-3 times a week, and we're excited.
2 to 3 times a week.
All right, Dan. With that, should we end it?
Yeah, good stuff. All right.
Peace, guys. Great first podcast. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we're excited.
Later, guys.
All right, bye.